Welcome, my dear students, to the class of English Standard 5. Today, we are going to study lesson number 18, Wits in the Garden. In this lesson, we will learn a story about one boy who has developed many bad habits and how his parents help him to get out of this all the bad habits, and how that boy become a changed person, how he become a good boy. That we are going to learn in this lesson. So let us start with the first paragraph of the lesson. Read all the paragraph and then I will explain it to you. Most of the parents like to fulfill the wishes of their children. They feel sorry when they cannot indulge their kids, or when they have to scold them, and when even a scolding has no effect, the parents become very unhappy. Such was the case with Anshuman and his parents. So most of the parents from us, and my dear students, your parents also, they always like to fulfill means to complete the wishes of their children, and they feel very sorry when they cannot indulge. Indulge means they cannot satisfy the wishes of their kids, or when they have to scold them. So parents feel very sorry, feel very unhappy when they have to scold means shout on their kids, or whenever they cannot fulfill all the wishes of their kids, and when even a scolding has no effect. When this all scoldings has no effect on the children by the parents became very unhappy about it when their children don't listen to the parents. Such was the case with Anshuman and his parents. So the same case happened with Anshuman and his parents. So see the next paragraph. Anshuman's parents had noticed that he was developing some bad habits. Naturally, they began to warn him time and again, but all in vain. Anshuman just wouldn't listen. He refused to believe that he was letting those bad habits get a hold over him. Gentle words, strict warnings, a scolding now and then. His parents tried everything short of beating him up, and that they would never do. However unhappy they themselves were, they wanted to be loving and gentle as they tried to correct their son's way. So Anshuman's parent had noticed, they have observed that Anshuman was developing some bad habits into him. He was having some bad habits. So naturally, by nature, they began to warn him time and again. Time and again means again and again their parents are warning him. They are telling him that you should not do these things and all. You should not develop all the bad habits into you. But all in vain. But that all in vain means useless, without success. They were not succeeded, and Anshuman was also not listening to their parents. So that was all in vain, all useless. Anshuman just wouldn't listen. He was not listening his parents, and he also refused. Refuse means not accepting to believe on his parents that he will not let those bad habits to get a hold over him. Get a hold over him means get control from these bad habits. So he will not let those bad habits to control over him. And gentle words means very soft words. All the strict warnings given by his parents, all the gentle words, very soft words from his parents, a scolding means shouting from his parents now and then, again and again. Sometimes they were scolding on him, they were shouting on him. His parents tried everything. They beaten him also, and they don't want to do that they would never do. They don't want to do that, and they have never done that before also. They have not beaten him, so they also have to do this also, beating him up. However, unhappy they themselves were, and those his parents were very unhappy with this, because they don't wanted to beat their child. They don't want to scold him, or they don't want to give any strict warning to him, but still they have to give it to him, because he was developing some of the bad habits into him. However, unhappy they themselves were. They wanted to be loving and gentle as they try to correct their son. So they wanted to be a very loving, they wanted to be very gentle means kind hearted, and they also tried to correct their son's way in the very loving way, in the very gentle way, but still Anshuman was not listening to his parents. Now let us see third paragraph. Soon an opportunity presented itself. Anshuman had gone to stay on his grandfather's farm with his parents. Early one morning, his father took him for a walk around the farm. He was describing the specialities of various plants and vines and bushes and trees to Anshuman. Suddenly, he stopped and pointed at a small seedling growing near a plant. Soon means in the short period of a time. An opportunity means a chance, presented itself. Presented means came before. That chance came before in front of Anshuman's parent. Anshuman had gone to stay on his grandfather's farm with his parents. So one day what happened, Anshuman and his parents, they went to stay to his grandfather's farm. Early one morning, at very morning, his father took him for a walk around the farm. So his father and Anshuman, they went to take a walk around the farm. Farm means field, agriculture we can say. He was describing the specialities of various plants and vines and bushes and trees to Anshuman. So his father, Anshuman's father, was describing means he was explaining, or he was telling all the specialities, all the special things about various plants in the garden, in the farm, and vines. Vines means grape vines, different kinds of vines in the farm. So he was explaining all the specialities of different plants, different vines, different bushes. Bushes is also one of the kind of trees, and trees also to the Anshuman. And suddenly means surprisingly, he stopped and pointed at a small seedling growing near a plant. So Anshuman stopped and he pointed there. Pointed means he observed. He has got a one point where he has observed at a small seedling. Seedling means very small plant which was growing near a plant. So he saw very small plant which was growing near other plant. So on this his father asked him a question. Anshuman, that's a weed. Can you pull it out? Father told him that, Anshuman, that's a weed. Weed means what? A wild plant growing where it is not wanted. So a very dry plant which was growing, it was useless plant which was growing, and it was harmful for the other vegetation, other trees. So it was growing, and his father told him that that's a weed. Can you pull it out? Can you get this out from the soil? So my dear students, here we get ends with our part 1 of the lesson. We will see the remaining part of the lesson in our next video. Thank you so much, my dear students.